Okay, here's my video on this problem that I've had with this Echo bike. Should have addressed it earlier, but didn't. I have quite a few of them. I think I have 7 Echo bikes, so I was sort of disappointed to see this. But anyway, I noticed that when people were riding, originally we could hear something. Obviously there's casing here. I took that off so I could expose it, but this crank arm would move just like this. Now, obviously I know I've pulled the bolt already. It doesn't matter. It wasn't there. It was on this piece. This piece we could not. And of course the bolt was completely sunk down. But it still wiggled. I mean, just that much. But of course when you got, obviously in a commercial use, people using it a lot, you know what I mean? It was obvious. So finally one day I thought it was just too much. It was just too much of a nuisance. So I went ahead, pulled the crank arm. Alright, so the bolt's already pulled. And yeah, I had already taken off the other stuff. It's just out there, alright? Pulled this. I'll have to set the phone down for a second. Okay, so right here, obviously, yeah, same thing. I pulled the bolt. It was super hard to get this off. Right here, we could not tighten it anymore. It was sunk all the way down. But of course, like I said, it was still wiggling a little bit. So it took us, it took me a good sized torque wrench to get this thing off. Whenever I pulled the bolt, I noticed the threads. I don't know if you could tell there, but real cross-threaded. I was like, what the heck? Pulled it off, looked at it. Obviously considered, I don't know if this is a thing, but like this spacer and the other spacer seemed to be just like a millimeter off. So I think I flipped them thinking that this wasn't, maybe the assembler got them confused and put the wider one on, and so that's why it wasn't all the way sunk down. Flipped them, put it back on. Okay, put it all back together. And then sunk this bolt again. Now, obviously it was difficult because the threads were so cross-threaded. Sunk it again, and as I was going in, it tightened up perfect, exactly how I wanted, but there was still bolts showing. So I went ahead and was like, well, I could leave it like that. I didn't know if everything would fit back together, and I probably should have just done that and left it. But I went ahead and sunk the bolt, and as I sunk it, it became, this became loose again, probably because it's so eaten up in there. So my thinking is, on the original assembly, since this all came assembled already, it got cross-threaded and it was just pushed too far, and so it never really grabbed. Obviously this didn't close up. So I'm hoping you could send me, okay, well originally I was going to go just replace the bolt, just go and find somewhere at the hardware store, went to Fastenal and stuff. But then whenever I looked inside, obviously I was like, well, that's not going to make a difference if I have to go in here and right here. You're not going to, I'll take some pictures and try to show you, but you could tell that it's just way eaten up. And that's how it looked the first time. The first time is when it did it, because it wasn't working right from the get-go. So I'm hoping you could send me another one of these, and then just the bolt. That's all I need. You send me those two, and yeah, the bike's gonna be as durable as all the other ones. I think they're spectacular. So I was sort of more in shock that I had this problem with this one. I probably should have addressed it sooner, but I was really thinking that, I was surprised that it looked just like this. When I opened it all up, I thought there was going to be a bunch of gears and black powder coat rogue stuff in here, and when I seen it was just basically this, I was like, wow. Yeah, but I'm still 100% believe this is the toughest bike. I think this was just a sheer accident, on either the machine that ran this through, or, I'm sure the equipment them guys use, if it's a human being doing it, using a high impact gun, probably didn't even feel it cross thread and just ran it right through and didn't notice it. So, if I could get these two pieces, I'll be back in business. Thanks.